Hi, this is Laura Brandenburg from Bridging the Gap. And today I want to talk to you about your ripple effect because one challenge I hear from business analysts and aspiring business analysts again and again and again is that I don't know how to communicate my value and that people just don't appreciate me, right? They don't appreciate what I do, they don't appreciate what I have to offer, and they don't value me as a business analyst. The reality is that your ripple effect is huge, absolutely huge. And if you're unfamiliar with the concept of a ripple effect, it's really if you think about throwing a stone into the pond and it plops, right? And then there's those ripples that come away from it. And your work as a business analyst has a ripple effect just like that. Now, we can't talk about your entire ripple effect. We'll be here for hours. I want to talk about just one slice of it. And that's what happens when you engage in business analysis work to improve a business process. So let's talk about that. When you're improving a process as a business analyst, it starts usually with the discovery process, right? You sit down with stakeholders and figure out what they're doing today and hear about their challenges and what's wrong with the process and all different kinds of things. And it might be the first time that that stakeholder, that end user, that person actually feels heard. They might have been complaining about this problem for years. And if you do your job right, they will actually feel like you've listened to them, you've understood what they're saying, and that maybe you're going to do something to help, right? That you at least understand the problem. So in discovery, we're not talking yet about the solutions. We're just talking about what is the problem, how does it exist today? So just by kind of going through that process, that you have the ripple effect of helping someone feel heard, and that could shift how they communicate with their next coworker, or how they show up when the next time they're on the phone with a customer, or just how they choose to do their work day to day. And then of course you're discovering those problems, right? Those things that, like those niggling issues that nobody bothered to complain about because nobody was listening anyways. And those are opportunities for your business to improve and do better. Then we roll into more of an analysis process. We put a lot of detail behind it and find all these gaps in understanding and put together our documentation, right? And, totally honest, this is the part that frustrates the heck out of a lot of end users. They just don't understand why this level of detail is necessary a lot of times. But when you persevere, and you have to sell them on the process a little bit, but when you start to work with them and engage them in your kind of structured thinking about the business process that they own and they do every day, a lot of times they'll start to have some ahas. So that frustrating point of like, oh my gosh, Joe in accounting, he's always just giving me this work that's not fully finished, or, HR just does this and it just, why don't they know how to do their job better, right? All these frustrations, these little niggling issues that people are probably complaining about at the water cooler or, whatever, all of a sudden it should start to make sense, because when you map out the process, actually from the beginning to the end, we see where those gaps in understanding are. We see why somebody doesn't receive the information that we think they should just magically have. And we start to plug in our gaps, and we also see how our work affects others. I'm talking now about your ripple effect as a business analyst and helping your stakeholders cultivate that understanding of why their work does what it does and why other people do what they do a lot of times. And that can lead to much more informed expectations, much more harmonious relationships, work just flowing better in your organization, and people overall being a little bit happier in your organization. And again, the next time they get on the phone with the customer, the next time they talk to that person, what kind of shift happens for them? And what kind of shift happens for them maybe when they go home from work and they're not so frustrated about kind of what's been happening and, what that other person decided to do or didn't decide to do, right? So just look at that ripple effect again. Ripple, 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 ripple. Okay, so let's talk about improving the process. So often we start here. We're like, oh, I achieved this ROI. We eliminated 10 steps or saved hours of work or all of these things. And improving a process definitely has a huge effect for your organization. It can save company resources from wasted effort, can deliver more value to your customers, which leads to more revenue, right? There are hard numbers and reasons that we do business process work. It can also lead to more fulfilling work for people. If there's a step that gets automated or a redundant step that gets eliminated, there's maybe a lot of busy work that just kind of gets set aside and no longer becomes necessary once you look at and improve your process. So think about those things and how this little slice that you did was improving a process. All of a sudden, there's all these little tentacles going around. I'm mixing metaphors there, but all these ripple effects of the impact of that work that you had. And now I want to bring this back around and think about you, though, right? Because you've been in the middle of now discovering, analyzing, improving processes for your organization, for your stakeholders. What effect does this work actually have on you? Most of the people that I work with, when they start applying a more structured approach to how they do this kind of thing, they start to feel more fulfilled in their work too. Because now you get to help these people, right? You get to be doing work that feels intrinsically meaningful and has a lot of value. You might earn, when you use a process to do this and apply it with confidence, you're going to earn that respect and trust from your stakeholders instead of just blowing you off and, not showing up to your meetings or telling you, hey, I don't know about requirements. You have a way to go to them. You have more confidence. You have ways to ask those questions. And that leads to respect. And in my next video, I'm going to talk to you about some specific career changes that have come out of people starting this work. We're going to talk both about new business analysts and people who are not yet business analysts and how that has worked for them. And the reason this is important is because, quite honestly, you are my ripple effect. We do business analysis training at Bridging the Gap, and so we help BAs do business analysis better. And when you go out and make these changes in your career, I feel like you are my ripple effect, right? So this is why I'm here. This is why I'm showing up. Thank you for being here. Before we leave, I want to talk about one thing, and we have a free business analysis and improvement training available for you. So it's only a limited time. So if you're seeing this like way after we publish this video, I'm sorry, it's probably down by now, but definitely go click the link below, check it out, see if it's available. If not, get on our email list. So the next time we make a free training available, you'll be sure to know about it. And this training is going to walk you through what a business process is, what techniques you use to analyze and improve a business process, and three phases that you go through, the detail of the discovery, the analysis, and the improvement to really create positive change in your organizations. It's all covered in the free training. Go ahead and grab it on the website. Again, limited time. And we are getting ready to launch an updated and improved version of our business process analysis and improvement course. And we're going to be running it as a live session this time. We only do live sessions a few times a year. So if you go ahead and download the free training, you'll definitely be on the list to know about that as well. So stay tuned for more details, and I will be back soon. I'm so excited. We got lots of fun things going on at Bridging the Gap. But right now, just take a minute and really anchor in your ripple effect, right? Think about the things we talked about, the impact that this has on you, which of course probably affects how you show up with your friends and family and how you feel about your work and all of that kind of good stuff, but also the effect that you're having all around you in your organization. Both those hard number results of saving money, generate more revenue, but also just on, the fulfillment people feel in their work and how they feel heard and appreciated, and the ahas that they get to have because you are doing business analysis. So again, thank you so much for being here. My name is Laura Brandenburg. I'm your creator at Bridging the Gap. We help mid-career professionals start business analyst careers, and you are my ripple effect. So